Hello everybody and welcome to Marvel Rivals Varsity versus University of Waterloo. I hope everybody's night is going well so far, and let's get this game started. So we already see Waterloo banning Hella and Boston banning Gambit here and securing Phoenix.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Alright everybody, the game has now started as Waterloo is getting prepared for their game.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
It's so strange to be back, after all I've seen out there.
Sorry, UMass Boston is...
I hear you haven't been lonely with a certain gala attendee.
Let's just say I've been keeping him warm.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Franklin and Val are gonna be so sad they missed this.
Alright, so UMass Boston is playing capture the point here. Box House does get damaged a lot by the enemy team here.
Capture the mission area.
UMass Boston and Waterloo going for a big fight here as they do pick off one of their tanks. Punisher does start following up, trying to finish off the person that he damaged previously. As Punisher gets highly damaged, he does need to be careful here, but he does have the healer support helping him out here. Box House goes in, trying to get some damage, but whiffs a little bit, but it's all good. Some ultimates about to start going off here. We have two ultimates, which is Emma Frost, and we also have Invisible Woman as well. 4 ultimates are up. Both Groot and Cloak and Dagger's ultimates coming up as well. They do need to be careful because Waterloo probably has their ultimates ready, but they're not sure quite yet.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
UMass Boston is doing good so far in handling the point, as the point is what will get them the win for this round. So far it seems like that there's a small skirmish. The Emma Frost may need to be careful and try not to get burst out here. Cloak and Dagger does use... The enemy Cloak and Dagger does use the Cloak and Dagger, as UMass Boston does pop 3 ultimates off here with Groot ultimate, Emma Frost, and Invisible Woman and Cloak and Dagger. Ooh, looks like the support fell off slightly, but they might need to retreat here, as majority of UMass Boston's team did die here. Alright, so right now we're in overtime, as Waterloo's doing pretty good on getting on the point, but however UMass Boston dominates, and that might be round 1 already. However, no, Cloak and Dagger does run on site, but ends up dying once more. UMass Boston secures the first round of capturing the point, and now UMass Boston will be switching over to, not switching over, but they're just going to stay on capture the point game mode. I don't know what I was saying.
Before you attack, get ready.
You know my weapons can still lock onto you, even when you're invisible.
I thought we were supposed to be on the same side, Frank.
We are, for now. But in this business, that can change in a heartbeat.
I'll be sure to remember that. And when it does, I'll be ready.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Queen, mother, perfection. I answer to all 3.
UMass Boston's getting in some good positions here. You got DPS up on top, doing some nice poke damage to the enemy tank. There seems to be... The enemy Phoenix is doing the same thing. The box tops is kind of whiffing a little bit, but it's all good. Waterloo is on site. 4 are on site, as there's only 1 person from UMass Boston that are on there. But UMass Boston's Punisher and Groot does die. Emma Frost might die here as well. Snowy Dragon does have his ultimate, the Cloak and Dagger here. We have now 2 ultimates from Snowy Dragon and Rimuru, the Emma Frost. They might be able to look for a small play here and get on to point. Waterloo is currently capturing the point and is at 17% right now. Rimuru, the Emma Frost is up there all alone. They do pop off the ultimates. Both ultimates are out from Emma Frost and the Cloak and Dagger here. But they do need to be careful because the enemy has ultied as well. Groot then releases his ultimate as well, and getting off a nice kill on the Invisible Woman there. However, Punisher does die. Good ultimate by Invisible Woman as providing cover, and they're getting off some nice damage on the enemy team. However, Waterloo's Hulk does go into the Invisible Shield, pushing them out. Box Tops goes ahead and pulls off an ultimate and gets off some nice damage, helping Punisher get off that last kill as well. Punisher does have his ultimate here soon too, so he might be able to look for some. Shivister does get some nice headshots on the Invisible Woman there as well. Good job to Shivister. UMass Boston has now captured the point, as Waterloo has left off with almost 70% of the point there. Let's see how long UMass Boston can stall for there. Shivister is just really good at getting those headshots on people, damaging the Hulk, the tank over there, decent amount. Remember and Shivister both have their ultimates again, and they do end up killing the Hulk. Oh no, they get the Hulk out of the form and do actually end up killing him as well. The enemy... Oh no, sorry, my apologies. Emma Frost from UMass Boston does pop off ultimate here, followed by Snowy Dragon, the Cloak and Dagger, getting off with some nice damage with the ultimate and healing for the team. Good kill by UMass Boston. Good teamwork on and good stuff by ulting together as a team, making their fights much better here. Now we do have two DPS ultis, which is Box Tops and Shivister here. Box Tops as Phoenix and Shivister as Punisher. Punisher does get a decent amount of damage by poking them from afar back. He does land some nice headshots as well. Alright, so UMass Boston now has 4 ultimates. The Groots, the Punishers, Invisible Woman, and Phoenix here as well. They might be able to look for something here as the enemy, as Waterloo's Punisher releases out an ultimate. However, Shivister and the tank and DPS on UMass Boston does die, and one of the supports as well dies here. Their whole team might get wiped out a little bit here. And Waterloo now secures the point. Good job by Waterloo on securing the point there. Good team fights with their ultimate as well. Just beaming down UMass Boston here. Groot is here just waiting for the rest of his team as he does get stunned by the Hulk here. Box Office is already low apparently. They do get pushed off with points. They're trying their best to keep UMass Boston off since they just need a few more seconds to get on. Groot's wall ultimate is blocked off by the wall, unfortunately, as 2 members of their team do get picked out here. Snowy Dragon is trying his best to provide his team with healing. However, Groot barely lives, and Romero does pop off ultimate. Cloak and Dagger, Snowy Dragon tries popping off ultimate to save the team and do some damage. However, it wasn't. It didn't do much for Romero as he did get bursted down. The enemy Hulk does ultimate here to try and get off some damage and force them off a point. And Box Ups does ulti as well, getting off some massive damage and securing 2 kills with Shivister. Shivister's help. UMass Boston secures the point. All they need is a few more seconds to win. Does Waterloo get on points in time? And that's it for the second round. UMass Boston secures the first game of the game. The first match of capturing the point. So right now the current score is 1-0. Snowy Dragon with the MVP as they did do a lot of healing and supporting the team, so good job to Snowy Dragon here. Alright, so currently we are on a slight break. I think currently they are choosing their bands for the next one. So we shall wait a little bit until both of the teams are done picking out their bands, or they're taking a short break here. I think there might be a small break here, honestly. UMass Boston is doing a good job, however, though. Their team their teamwork is really good as they're timing their ultimates pretty well. Unfortunately, I cannot see Waterloo's ultimates, but I think they're also timing their ultimates as well. But I think they did it slightly later into the second round, as they did get UMass Boston off of the point at least once or twice there. Seems like both teams are communicating in chat with some emojis here and there. Alright, it seems that UMass Boston has already picked out their maps. I mean, not UMass Boston, the teams have picked out their map as they are going to be playing on defense, and they're choosing Eternal. I cannot read that unfortunately with the blur. Alright, that's the next game. That's about to start, game 2. Let's see if UMass Boston got this in the bag, but however, Waterloo might make a comeback possibly. They did play a little bit, they did play really well in the second half of the first match there. That kind of worried me a little bit, but UMass Boston was able to clutch up, was synchronizing their ults pretty well. Seems that UMass Boston is hovering over not Widowmaker, my apologies, Black Widow here. Obviously they're probably not gonna play it. I think it's just for the memes though. Hello and hello, welcome everybody to welcome to the new users that are here. Alright, so Waterloo bans Hela here as they do keep Moon Knight safe. UMass Boston bans Gambit and keeps Emma Frost here. Groot, Waterloo does ban Groot here as well. I will say that that Groot ban is probably good for Waterloo here, as IQ, the tank on UMass Boston, did play Groot really well, and his walls were really good in my opinion. Loki also gets banned here, and they do keep Phoenix. Waterloo does ban Punisher here, and it's time to see what UMass Boston bans for Waterloo. And they do ban out the Hulk.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Alright. So it seems like UMass Boston is going to be going for Luna Snow here, Hawkeye as DPS, Emma Frost as Vanguard, and Bucky as DPS as well. Shavister has now switched back to Phoenix, and Slowly Dragon on Invisible Woman. They did have a synergy, I think, unless they switched out of it. And we now see a new support. IQ has now switched over to Ultron here.
Get ready.
Oh, possibly switching back. Never mind, he switches back to Vanguard. So UMass Boston is running 2 Vanguards, 2 DPSs, and 2 strategists.
We've done this dance so many times. It's exhausting.
I suppose you'd rather just buy a victory, Emma?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area. They look like they moved away.
Right, so the game mode now is Payload. For those people that are just joining, this is a map where you have to push an objective over to the next point in order to win. If the defending team stops the push, they do end up winning. As of now, it does seem like UMass Boston is struggling a little bit, but they do get off a nice kill on the Thor. Emma Frost is going from above, getting off some nice damage, lasering the enemy team. Emma Frost is just in there, getting up in their faces and getting off some nice damage. But they do need to back off as they are taking a lot of damage. Shavister, their DPS, is taking a lot of damage there too, but does back out. Boxups unfortunately dies there. They do get blinded as they start falling back slightly here. Their spacing is well, as Shavister and Slowly Dragon both have their ultimates, with Luna Snow about to get her ultimate soon too. Seems like the enemy team does use a Squirrel Girl ultimate here, but she does die. She doesn't die in the process, but Thor does die in the process there. Seems like they do need to be careful. Moon Knight did use his ultimate, but however, Moon Knight dies really quickly. Good job by whoever killed them, but good job to UMass Boston as they did shut Waterloo down, even when they popped off a few ultimates here and there. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, there's Waterloo's getting some good damage on UMass Boston. Their team is just running it in. However, one was really low. One of their vanguards are low there. They might be able to kill him. Ooh, unfortunately, IQ and Shavister do get bursted down. Luna Snow does pop ultimate along with Rimuru. He does pop his Magneto ultimate here as well, and does get a kill here. Luna Snow trying her best to give support for the Magneto, but unfortunately it doesn't go their way and they do get bursted down here. Waterloo is now on point, capturing the point as they might be able to get this to the second half. Jartisi on UMass Boston does pop off the shield to try and get them on site to delay the push. Doctor Strange on the enemy team does use Eye of Agamotto. However, the enemy, UMass Boston's Doctor Strange does block it here. They are doing pretty good in holding their ground right now, as they did kill Magneto a few seconds ago. Shavister, however, does die here. IQ is getting bursted down. Luna Snow is also pretty low as they're playing slightly back. They're trying their best to support their tank and to stall for Bucky to come back. However, they tried their best to stall, but it didn't quite go through. They're now playing into the next part of the match here, as Waterloo is now pushing the payload over to the defensive side base. Seems like IQ has now switched to support, so right now we're currently running three strategists and one support here. I mean, one tank here. IQ is getting off some good damage on the backline slightly, but they do need to be careful here. Foxhops also just switched to Psylocke here as well. IQ is doing a good job of bursting them down from behind in the sky, as no one's really paying attention. Alright. Ultron here getting a kill. They do need to watch out for Hawkeye's one-shot headshot arrow. Good ultimate by IQ, so he does get one person low and killed one of their teammates here. Hawkeye almost one-shots Ultron here. Ultron do need to be careful. Ooh, he dashed into a wall, but it's alright. He does get out there. Psylocke does have her ultimate up soon, as they might be able to plan for something here to delay their push. Psylocke does seem to be going for a flank slay. Gets some nice headshots on the enemy team, but does get picked and grabbed. Psylocke trying her best to escape, and she does. Maru is on site. Luna still pops ulti, trying to her best to support the team. I forgot her name, my apologies. The Boxhouse does pop off ultimate, trying to kill the enemy backline. However, I think one of the supports popped off their ultimates to save their team there. Cloak and Dagger did. Romero does get a nice Eye of Agamotto ulti, killing one of their teammates. Shavister activates their ultimate as well, doing some decent damage, and I think killing Hawkeye and Bucky there. They're pushing Waterloo back here, which is pretty nice. They do kill two people, both the supports, as Waterloo might have some trouble coming back, as they do need to wait for their supports in order to really go in, I think. They do manage to kill. Bucky is insane here, getting off some good kills. Picked off two of their DPSs right as they left spawn, which is pretty insane. Bucky's doing some nice damage here, gets off some nice damage. However, they do need to be careful because the enemy Bucky did pop off ulti here as well. However, they do die here, and UMS Boston might actually secure the first round of the second match. I mean, sorry, second, oh no, yeah, it is the first round. I am not keeping track. My apologies, guys.
Including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Alright, we now have IQ going on to DPSs, so it's 3 DPSs here, 2 supports, and one Vanguard.
Before you attack, get ready.
You have found yourself in the presence of the Phoenix, Clint Barton of Earth.
See, this is one of those times when I really wish I had superpowers.
When the final hour comes, you will be judged on far more than your abilities.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Oops. There's input. There we are. Alright. Alright, so UMS Boston already starts off with a kill, killing their Storm here. I'm kind of shocked that Waterloo picks Storm. You usually don't see Storm played as much in rivals. Unless the meta has changed. I'm not that caught up really. But it's been a while since Storm. I've seen Storm been playing here and there. Shavister and Remur do get picked off here, and IQ is stuck. Though Snowy Dragon and Jartisi are trying their best to keep him alive. IQ is insane though, getting off some nice kills. He is just like, that is his turf. That was his jungle. Did some nice damage as their as Waterloo's team did get really low there. Cloak and Dagger does ultimate here, as they do need to watch out. Jartisi and Shavister do die here, so they might need to play a little bit back until they can get onto site. Slowly Dragon and Shavister do have their ultimates, so they might be able to look for a play. With IQ about to grab his ultimate soon too. Almost everybody will have their ultimate. Black Panther goes in and gets some nice damage, but almost gets picked off there. Alright, so remember ultimate, same with Cloak and Dagger. And let's see Black Panther do his work. He gets some nice off damages. We did hear a lot of tick marks there. Luna's low ultimates to try and keep their team alive, as Umeru is doing some nice damage on tanking and dealing the damage. They do need to be careful. The Eye of Agamotto does stun one of their teammates, and Shavister does die here, along with Snowy Dragon. IQ is going to do his back to kill the backline here. He gets off some nice damage. However, the supports are just patty caking each other and doing some nice healing there. Unfortunately, IQ does die. It seems like UMS Boston is having some slight trouble. Okay, never mind. Shavister goes with a nice clean headshot on the Cloak and Dagger. That was really impressive by Shavister there. They do end up killing the Magneto there as well. Good job to Shavister for getting that nice clean snipe.
Or a dagger. A nice deep freeze.
They do portal back on site, but however, two of their teammates have already died entering onto the site. UMass Boston does get the objective, as they are now pushing the payload over to the objective to the half point of the map. Schitzer is getting off some nice damage here on the tank as well. He does go above, trying to look for some high ground. IQ is deep inside their team as well, trying to get some nice picks. Alright, since now IQ now has some healing, he's gonna try and target the enemy. Oh, and he does get one in ultis and gets a second one as well, with Luna Snow providing with the assist. Okay, some nice damage, and he does kill the tank there as well. Does he get the second? Okay. IQ is doing really well on the on DPS as Black Panther here. Good job to IQ. They do end up going back onto the objective and killing and trying their best to kill. Oop. Alright. Ooh. A lot of stuff is going on here. Shavister is close to dying, and has his ultimate, and he is just popping everybody off. Ooh, he's getting super low here. He does need to be careful, as I think the team will need to rely on his headshots here, as he is as he was hitting a lot of nice headshots earlier. IQ goes in the back, and they do get to the half point here. Waterloo couldn't stop UMass Boston from pushing the payload there, as the final score is now 2-1 for that game. IQ gets MVP here, as deserved, as we did see him go deep into their backline and getting off some nice picks here and there, and then also dealing massive amounts of damage to their vanguards as well. So good job to IQ. Alright, so that is the second game for UMass Boston, as the current score is now 2-0. I think they just need one more to win. It might be two more though. I'm not quite sure. I think that the teams are discussing their map picks, possibly in NECC. Alright. So UMass Boston is staying on defense again, as the game is going to be starting soon. Possibly. I'm gonna go be right back, guys. I'm gonna mute the mic real quick, as I do need to hydrate, and I don't want you guys to hear me drinking water. So give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back, or a minute or so. Alright, I am back from my water break. Thank you guys for being patient here. It seems that UMass Boston is still hovering over Widowmaker for the memes here. Anyway, we do have some bans. So, UMass Boston bans Gambit here as per usual, as he is really strong in the current meta. Waterloo here bans... They're target banning the Vanguards here, it seems like, as Emma Frost is now banned, and we did see IQ pop off on Emma Frost, but also Black Panther, so IQ might be looking to play a DPS here instead, and Rimuru might just be running Vanguard alone here, but his Groot was also good as well. Alright, so they do also keep Doctor Strange in the game, Neymar, and Hela here.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Right, so we have Rimuru on Magneto again, box tops on Neymar. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Namor? Namor? 1 second.
30 seconds.
Yeah, Namor. Namor is the is something else. It's someone else.
Think you know the
All right.
code, child. You wouldn't last a night in Niflheim.
Alright, so we have Shavister on Hela. We have IQ on DPS again as Punisher here. Box Tops as DPS as well as Namor. And Rimuru on Magneto. Slowly Dragon as Cloak and Dagger. And Jartisi as his usual Luna Snow here. Alright, so we're back onto the payload map here as Hulk, as they have a Hulk, Luna Snow I think too. Hulk seems to be trying to go for the backline, so they do need to be careful here as he is punching the wall for the team to get a good angle. But however, IQ does get off, the DPSs do get off some nice damage and forcing them back. They do need to be careful of the Loki though. Namor does get stunned here, falls out of the sky like a bird, but does recover. Thank God he didn't get picked off. IQ is getting off some nice damage with his ability on the turret, but he does need to watch out for Loki as he could be flanking soon. Alright, the turret does die here, and they do get off a nice freeze on the Bruce Banner here. So they might, yep, they did get Bruce Banner out of his form and do end up killing him. They might also be able to get the Doctor Strange here as he is low. However, the Waterloo's healing is good as they did support the Strange for a long time. Alright, they do beam Strange there and do get a nice kill. Oh my god! And Box Tops with a nice snipe. I saw that Trident go through cleanly and get a nice headshot. Mass Boss is doing really good at defending and stopping the enemies from getting onto point. Oh, they do need to watch out. Hulk did just jump behind them, I think. Oh, Hulk does jump up and tries to go onto the support here. Cloak and Dagger does use their shadow ability to get out. UMS Boston does have all their ultimates here, so they might be able to look at something, but I don't think Waterloo used their ultimates as well either. So they do have ultimates here. They do use Eye of Agamotto, and 2 ultimates come out. 4 ultimates come out from UMS Boston. They do get a huge ultimate here, but I don't think it makes a oh, never mind. They do kill Bruce Banner here. Shavister is getting off some nice damage as well. They did get really low. Nice. Okay, Shavister with a nice kill onto the Black Widow here. Jartisi also pops off a Luna Snow ultimate here to heal the team and support the team. Remember, he's taking a lot of damage. He's really deep in there, but he is doing a good job with it as a tank, and also the strategists are healing him pretty well here. He does get stunned off here. Namor does need to be careful, but he is healing inside of his orb. Almost gets one shot by Black Widow there, I think. That was a lot of ultimates that went off there. I kind of lost track, but UMass Boston almost has 3 ultimates back up soon in a bit. Box Ops is getting off some nice damage, throwing off some spears at them. One is almost low as one of the players from Waterloo did have to retreat back into the base. Namor does have his ultimate. Punisher is going to get his ultimate back up soon, but however, he does need to be careful as he almost did get killed by the Widow, I think. I mean, from the Widow. They do end up getting Banner? Oh, no, never mind. Eye of Agamotto did mess up UMass Boston's momentum slightly as it did stun 3 people. Rimuru is trying his best to tank, however, he does die here and gets bursted down. Slowly Dragon tries to get out with the ability and does get the health pad. Hopefully he can kite them out. He might be able to live if he just dodges a little bit. Oh, unfortunately he doesn't, but it's okay. There's a Strange portal now, and they're gonna try and get onto site last second to stop the push here. Rimuru is trying his best to hold as he does ultimate here, trying to get off a valuable ultimate here. Ooh, I think he tried predicting where the Loki would go. Hela does ultimate here as well, but the enemy Magneto does ultimate. Stony Dragon does pop off a ultimate to try and provide some healing and damage for the team, as it does actually help out the team here. Unfortunately, Luna Snow does die. Shavister is getting off some nice damage as well, but Box Tops is getting picked off here. He might need some healing from the team. Shavister does get picked off and killed. Box Top is trying his best to support his team from afar, as he isn't in a good position to get healing from the enemy team, as he from any healing from his team, as he does die there. Then Waterloo does use Hela ultimate and does a lot of damage to the UMS bosses, gaining them, giving them a lead and making them reach the checkpoint for the objective. Sorry about that, guys.
Better stop that vehicle.
Get ready. Here's the bad guys.
Alright. Luna Snow is taking a lot of damage, and as they do need to be careful there. TC was a little bit pushed up there. Travister is getting off some nice damage. Alright, so we are about to get 5 ultimates here. They do use Eye of Agamotto, but Luna Snow does try and counteract that with her ultimate. They do need to be careful, as Loki does use ultimate as well. Loki takes... I don't know whose ulti he took. Slowly Dragon uses Cloak and Dagger ultimate to provide some healing and chip damage for the team as well, as Namor also does use ultimate and gets off some nice damage on the backlash. Let's look at IQ and see what he does with the ultimate. He does get off his ultimate twice there. Oh, 3 times even. And he does get a nice kill. He has his ultimate again, and he does again. And he does get off some nice damage and gets an assist with Namor.
Only 60 seconds left.
I do like IQ's Bucky here, and Black Panther as well. He's been utilizing the kit pretty well, especially Bucky's ultimate. Oop. Nice dash. Remember, does pop ultimate here, trying to get the Cloak and Dagger, and does end up getting a nice kill on the Cloak and Dagger, throwing that meteor at the Cloak and Dagger's face just like a basketball. Solo ulting this one. I think he was trying to get a bigger one, but I think he just saw the Cloak and Dagger mispositioned there and was all alone. So good ultimate by him. Waterloo does use a strange ultimate to get onto site, as Shavister also goes into ultimate trying to get off some nice damage. Namor ultis and almost gets the Cloak and Dagger there. However, the Invisible Woman there. Invisible Woman doesn't go invisible. Hela did get some nice damage. Okay. And IQ is getting off some nice... Oh my god, my frames. And Bucky is getting off some nice damage with his ultimate. And that is the first match. There we are. Okay. First round of the 3rd match goes to...
Including which side.
Oh, Waterloo. Really?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
The first round? Oh, maybe I'm not that familiar with how Marvel Rival works, but I'm a little bit confused. But the first match does... the first round of the 3rd match does go to Waterloo.
My
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
one sorcerer to another. What's the source of your power?
I am no sorcerer. I am a goddess.
I'd still like to know.
And you will. One day when you enter my realm.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Alright, so I've just been notified that payload is, you have to push it farther than the other team, which I did not know. That's on my bad. Alright, it does look like that they did switch up their comp a little bit here, as Rumura is now on, Bruce Banner here, and the enemy team has, Venom on their team, a Deadpool as well. Let's see what the Deadpool is running. The Deadpool is going to be a strategist, as they are running 3 Vanguards, 3 strategists. 3 Vanguards and 3 strategists. Alright, we've seen that meta here and there on teams that UMS Boston has gone up against. And oh my god, Rumura is just on the backline, punching them to death. What a machine. Alright, so Doctor Strange does throw a portal and lets the team go through. However, someone was deep inside. Ooh, IQ is pretty low. He does need to back up here a little bit. Alright. They do push. The Venom was in their backline alone there for some reason, as the team does do well on pushing them off. Ooh, wrong person. Alright, they're trying their best. The supports are trying their best to support each other and help. That is a good ultimate from Slowly Dragon, as it does allow the team to heal and get off some nice damage on the enemy team. And it also saves the support, the other support, Jartisi, as he was getting a little bit low from that Venom earlier. Good stuff from UMass Boston, as they have reached the first checkpoint faster than Waterloo, and they only burned through 1 ultimate, which was the which was the Cloak and Dagger of Snowy Dragon here. Alright, so while Snowy Dragon pushing the payload, they are pushing up and pushing the team back, pushing Waterloo back here. They're doing a pretty good job of just holding them there, as the point is still pushing. However, there is... Oh! Alright. That was kind of close there. Oh. A few ultimates have been going off here. Luna still does pop ultimate for the team, trying to support the team here. Remember to use ultimate, as Hella does use ultimate here, and also so does Box Tops. Hella gets off some nice damage with the bird's eye view that she is. Gets off some nice damages. Box Tops also does some nice damages as ultimate and cleaning it up.
Final score, 2.
The final score does end up going to UMass Boston here, as that is it. UMass Boston is on a 2-game winning streak. Good job to UMass Boston here. It seems that Chavisto is finally happy that he's got to play Hella. I think in the last game that they played, Hella got banned a lot. Alright, and Box Tops gets MVP once again. Alright, and that is game. Alright, it seems that the game is now has ended, as everybody is saying their goodbyes and their GGs. Okay, sorry about that, my chair got stuck on a wire. Alright, I will be right back, as I will go ahead and talk with UMass Boston to see if they would want to do an interview or not.
Hello. I was I was dragged into here. Yes.
All right, just give me 1 second to switch this over to the intermission. All right, how do you feel about that game?
Uh, so at first, I didn't know what we were going against because honestly, I feel like our teammates were doing a bunch of research on these guys and like seeing what comps they play and whatnot. And I honestly didn't care. Like I didn't look at what they sent. So they sent a bunch of comps and what they were playing, and they're like, oh, they played this that, and I didn't read like 75% what they said.
But it still seemed to go pretty well. Jartisi, you were the Luna Stone, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Play support.
You did really well with countering a lot of the enemy's ultimates there when you would pop off ults when like they would do a Magneto and ulti and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say props to you on that, as you did really well in support.
Oh, thank you. I think Snowy Dragon was the GOAT support though. I can't compete, but I'm glad to have someone like that on my team.
That's good to see that a lot of people on your team that your teamwork on your team is like really good. Um, I also want to ask a few other questions because I know that I've seen some new characters that you guys played. Obviously, if you don't know them or if you want to drag them in here as well, you can. But I haven't. But I thought it was interesting that I think you guys went three. 1 sec. I think it was one Vanguard, three DPS, two healers. Was it?
Yeah. Was it the second map?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Is this the first time that you guys have done that? Because I don't think that you guys did that on the first game that you guys had. Did you?
Uh, I think we switched to three duelists or DPS because we were rolling them and Cosm got bored or IQ got bored and he just kind of wanted to roll them even harder.
Gotcha. All right. And also, I see that one of your players are in the chat. Um, Hi IQ. I just want to say as well, good job on your DPS as well, and also your support kinda. You did play Ultron, I think. Obviously he's not here, but I did see a new variety of people that you guys played. As I know that Shavister finally got his Hela, as I know that in the first game that you guys had, he didn't play Hela that much. But Ultron was a new pick for I think your team, or have you guys been practicing that recently?
Oh, Ultron. Ultron. No. So basically, I think this team is like so we just have like we have IQ and he kind of just tells us what to do, and then he like does the bands and whatever not, and then he decides what he wants to play. So like we just play like our regular roles, and then I think Rimuru sometimes he fills for whatever we need, and he just like if he wants to play support. One game he'll play support. If he wants to play DPS, he can play DPS. And if he wants to play tank, he'll play tank. It doesn't matter. He'll just play like every single role, and it
Gotcha.
all depends on his mood.
So he's an all-rounder basically, but it seems like that he's also the team leader possibly if he's doing big calls like that.
Yeah, yes, I
I
agree.
see, I
I
see.
mean,
Very
yes, he is.
confident man there. Um, since IQ is in the chat as well, I also do want to say IQ, good job on your Black Panther as you did really well earlier. I did see you outmaneuver the enemy team when most of your team had died, and you were still getting off some pretty decent damage. And when the team got back up and they came to site, they were able to help you out and secure a few kills before you died. So good job to you. I think you also played Hawkeye, unless that was someone else. But
The yeah, the other person Shifter played Hawkeye.
Box
We're gonna have
tops?
to Shifter.
Oh, shifter. Oh, my apologies.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go back into the practice range for that one though. I think we need to fix some things with the Hawkeye pick. we're gonna need a little bit more practice on that one.
It's alright though. Shavister did hit some nasty headshots. I did see that. Same with, because Shavister did hit some nasty headshots as Punisher, if I remember correctly, in the first game. He did get off some nice headshots on the strategists and the Vanguard. So that was pretty nice and pretty good from Shavister. And then when he played Hawkeye, he also did get some nice headshots on the support there as well.
Yeah, I mean that's my DPS. What can I say?
Maybe when there's time, we can go back into the VOD and clip that real quick.
I think my DPS and I think my entire team overall is just amazing. I can just kind of do what the hell I want sometimes, and we still win the game. So like I mean, I'm just getting carried.
No. I think you're also playing a huge part. As I said, dude, your Luna Snow ultimates helped the team, and you provided healing as well. So it's a team game. Remember that. You're not getting
Yes, sir.
carried. Everybody's carrying each other here.
I agree.
All right. I think that about wraps up all my questions. Do you have anything else that you want to say to the stream?
Uh, our next game. Our next game is against Trent University. It'll be another 3-0, and then after that, we're gonna have a game against University of New Haven, and then that's gonna be also 3-0. And if it's not a 3-0, we're gonna have to go through a lot of team talking. I think our team needs to improve their gameplay. If that's not the case, we cannot afford losing a single map. We need to show severe dominance in this division. That's it.
All right. And I agree. And I hope to see you guys go 3-0 and everything. I want to see you guys get that 100% win rate before you guys move on to that next bracket. All right.
Yeah, that 100% win rate is already gone. We went 3-1 in our first game, but 100% win rate from now. Yes, I agree.
All right. Everybody will be rooting for you guys on the side, and we hope to see you guys in your next game. All right.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one. Sorry, my apologies. Have a good one, JRTC.
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you for joining in on the interview as well. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, everybody, you have heard that from JRTC, the support. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for UMass Boston's varsity game, and we hope that you guys enjoyed the show. Have a good one, all right, everybody, and thank you guys for tuning in. We do have our League of Legends games happening this Thursday. However, I don't think that we will be able to cast it. So, if you guys want, you guys can check out some of our players, such as Dragfan or Sumi. Maybe we'll tag it in if we can find the links possibly. But I should also ask permission first before we do that. But otherwise, if we don't stream the League of Legends games on Thursday, please tune in to UMB's varsity team's next game against Trent University next Tuesday. All right. Have a good one, everybody, and thank you again for joining tonight's stream. And I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.